So a bunch of you been typing these questions in on Google, so here we go. What's up, guys? Today we're gonna ask my dad some questions, some fish keeping questions.
And how do we get the questions? Where are they from?
They're from people that type them on Google.
Oh, so today we're gonna be answering. I'm gonna be answering, right?
Yeah.
Questions commonly asked to Google. My assistant here, Olivia, the beautiful Olivia, will be reading the questions, and I'll be answering.
What is the hobby of fish keeping called?
The hobby of fish keeping is called fish keeping, or sometimes people will call it fish husbandry, but it's nothing really. It's just a hobby of fish keeping.
It's a hobby.
Yeah, it's just a hobby of fish keeping. It's not, now if you study, Olivia, if you study fish keeping, like if you go to college, the study of it is called ichthyology.
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 Is fish keeping cool?
Is fish keeping cruel? You know what that means? Like,
That means it's like a bad thing.
Yeah. Do you think fish keeping is a bad thing? You want me to tell you something? Some people think it is cruel because if these fish were in the wild, they would have a whole lake to live in, and now they only live in a little box.
Wait, these are from a lake?
Some of them are from a river, some of them are from a lake, some of them are from streams. But think about how big a lake is, and then that's where they used to live. They had all that room, and now they live in a little box. So some people think that's bad.
So some of them were from the pet store.
Yeah, but before that, in the wild, they come from lakes, rivers, and streams. So what do you think? Do you think it's bad that we put them in the houses and in aquariums when they could have been in the wild?
I think it's probably cool because some of these fish might be like younger,
Yeah.
and they need their parent fish.
Yeah. Well, fish do pretty good when they don't have parents. They don't need parents. But do you think it's cool that we put them in a little box?
Yes.
Yeah. Some people think so. That's like living in your room for your whole life. That's like living in this apartment, like because of the COVID. And we don't never go outside and we don't never go nowhere. We just stay in this apartment forever.
Yeah. And what about living in your room and you can't even get out?
Yeah. That's why people think
And you can't even walk over to get a snack.
No,
Your parents have to get it for you.
Yeah.
When did people start having fish as pets?
Okay. Well, people who've been keeping fish for a hobby ever since back Egyptian times. Yeah, you know, like with the pharaohs and the pyramids. Egypt, yes.
Yeah.
Back since then. They've been keeping fish all the way since then.
Egyptian, the past and the future.
Yeah.
When was the fish tank invented?
That I don't know. Because back in the day, they used to keep them in bowls, like metal, like a cement, like they took a rock and they
like shaped it into a bowl.
Yeah, they kept them in that. So when it turned into actual glass, I'm not sure. But people have been keeping fish in different types of containers.
So a long time ago, it was like in a bowl, like full of cement. But now,
yeah.
What is the average lifespan of a pet fish?
All right, that can vary from fish to fish. For instance, I have little pygmy sunfish that really only live about a year
and
or so.
angelfish.
Yeah. And I think some rice fish only live 1 year. Whereas then you have some like angelfish, you know, they've been said to live up to 8 years. And some of the bigger cichlids even longer. So it depends. It can depend on the species of fish.
Which pet fish are the best for beginners?
Which pet fish are the best for beginners? Honestly, I would have to say it would be one of the medium-sized cichlids.
Cichlids?
Yeah, cichlids. Like that's a cichlid. Cichlid, yeah.
Like
yeah.
The one
something
with scales.
Something that really only gets about 5 inches. A fish like a small cichlid, 5 to 8 inches, and that you can have in a 55-gallon or less. And the reason why I say that is because they're really, really hardy and personable. So you would be able to have a relationship with this fish. Whereas if you got a lot of small fish like tetras, you would probably lose interest your first go around. That's my personal opinion.
Really?
Yep.
Are there fish that like to be petted?
There are some fish that will let you pet them. and they like it. You stick like there's this one fish called a flower horn.
Flower horn?
Yeah, they call it a flower horn. He's got a big thing on top of his head, like a beach ball, and it lets you pet it, and they kind of like it. Yeah.
Like they're really nice.
Yeah.
Well, if you put them up to your mouth, they'll bite you.
Some of them will.
Why is a fish the best pet?
Why is a fish the best pet? I don't know if a fish is the best pet for a lot of people because some people just don't do well with fish. So I really can't say that that's true. I like fish as pets because they're very interesting and they help people with learning and because you got to learn a lot of stuff and you don't have to walk them and clean up their poop like Rosie.
Really?
Yeah.
Do fish sleep?
They do sleep, but not like me and you. Parts of their brains shut down, but there's always a part of their brain that's awake so that they can hear or see danger.
Yes. So when they see another fish coming after them, they just move to a different spot.
Yeah, even though they're asleep, they can still see.
Yeah, because they like stare at something.
Just a little bit of their brain stays awake.
Like their eyes are like this.
Yeah, the eyes are just like that.
Like they're like about to fall asleep, but they're like looking out for danger.
Yeah.
Do fish cry?
No, they don't cry. Do you think they cry?
Well, I can't tell, but I think they do because you see there's a bunch of water.
You think the fish's tears filled up the fish tank?
Do fish recognize their owner?
Do fish recognize their owners? Yes, they do recognize their owners because they know who feeds them. Especially some of the cichlids, the bigger fish, they will really get excited when they see a particular person because that person is always the one that's going to feed them. They know they're going to get food.
Do fish like music?
Yes, they like music. They like salsa and they like jazz. But they don't like, they really don't like punk music or heavy metal.
Or rock?
Yeah. Well, rock, smooth rock, but not heavy metal.
Can fish hear humans?
Can fish hear humans?
Well, I think they do because can you hold the phone for a second? Because you see this, if you actually go up here.
They can't see you, Mama. You're too high. You gotta go down to one at the bottom.
So if you go up here, there's like a big hole, so they can hear.
No, they don't have ears though.
Oh, they can't. So they. Oh yeah, they don't have ears. Should I change water after fish died?
Should you change water after fish died? Generally, that's a good rule because, especially if you don't know why the fish died, it could have been the water quality that actually killed the fish. At the bare minimum, you should do a water test to see what's going on in your water.
Can fish kill themselves?
Yes. Remember the Oscar?
Oscar, yes.
What happened to the Oscar?
It chased after.
No, but remember when it was on the floor? It killed itself. Remember?
Yeah, I used to see it. And it was creeping me out.
Yeah. You
So
woke up and you saw the fish on the floor?
Yeah, like it actually killed itself.
Yeah, it jumped out of the tank. So yes, they can. Or they can swim so fast and they bust their head on the glass.
Do fish hide when
They're dying.
they're dying? Why does every question up here says the dying?
Do fish hide when they're dying? Some may. Yeah, I would say if a fish is dying and is having trouble breathing or swimming, it'll try to retreat to somewhere safe. Alright, so that's it for the questions. Let me know in the comments if you like this. I could do more. Would you like to do more like this? More videos like this?
Yes!
So let me know in the comments below if you thought this was fun, if you'd like to see more like this. I'd like to thank beautiful Olivia for helping me. You have fun?
Yes.
Alright. And that's our time. And like always, you know what I say? Take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your fish.